Tulsidas ji says, Sevak sevya bhav binu, bhavan tariya uragari, bhajahu ram pad pankaja, yah siddhanta vichari. If you wish to cross over the ocean of life and death, you will have to have the seva bhav, the desire to serve. So how will we reach the Atma Huti which Lord Krishna is talking about? There are few things to be understood when it comes to seva or giving in charity. The first is, what should I give in charity? The second is, to whom should I give in charity? And the third is, how should I give in charity? Kiska daan, kisko daan, kaise daan?
Bhagavad Gita Chapter 4 verse chanting is followed by translation and commentary by Swami Mukundananda.
दैवमेवापरे यज्ञं योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माज्ञावपरे यज्ञं यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्वति.
Some yogis worship the celestial gods with material offerings unto them. Others worship perfectly, who offer the self as sacrifice in the fire of the Supreme Truth.
Two verses ago, Lord Krishna said that the karma yogis working in divine consciousness, they offer the fruits of their works to God as sacrifice. O Lord, I am doing this for your pleasure. He then, in the previous verse, said that in divine consciousness, in that sacrifice, everything becomes divine. The word in Sanskrit is yagya. And yagya, which is in some states it is said yajna. The connotation in people's mind is the fire sacrifice, where there's a fire burning and with the ladle you're offering the oblations. Idam Vishnave Namaha Swaha, Idam Kuberaya Namaha Swaha. So he said that, in this yagya, everything is Brahman now in divine consciousness. But he goes on to give an extended meaning of yagya. It is not just the sacrifice performed with fire. This sacrifice can be done in a variety of ways. So, sacrifice means what? A voluntary austerity that you accept for a higher purpose. Like, for example, a child sacrifices video games to get good grades in school. You sacrificed a play of weekend, long weekend in Las Vegas to come to this. Although it's not much of a choice, but still, it was a sacrifice all the same. So, you sacrifice something lower to achieve something higher. Without sacrifice, nothing worthwhile can be achieved in life. Because anything that is worthy of attaining always lies upstream. So, of course, those who know what is the spirit of sacrifice, they do it in divine consciousness for the pleasure of the Lord. But not everybody is in that consciousness. Sri Krishna then says there are people who have not yet reached that blossoming of the consciousness. So they engage in sacrifice with the spirit of fruitive rewards. I will do this, I will get this in return. And then they find it is more tactically advantageous to worship the celestial gods, because they will be easily pleased and they will give material rewards. So people worship Saraswati to get knowledge, they worship Kuber to get wealth, and so on and so forth. However, Sri Krishna says, true sacrifice is offering the very self. To offer yourself and seek nothing in return. That is called Atmahuti. This Atmahuti leads to an explosion of grace. There was one yogi, Sri Krishna Prem, who was born in Germany, and something inspired him, maybe sanskars of his past life. Looking for spirituality, he came to India. And there he settled down and never left India ever again. He became a Krishna devotee. This was many years ago, about 80, 90 years ago. So he writes, in this world of dust and din, whenever anyone has given true Atmahuti, merging himself in the flame of love divine, there is an explosion which is grace. For no true Atmahuti in this world can ever go in vain. So this Atmahuti, he's saying, this is what the scriptures, Saint Kabir also said, Prema piyala jo piye. If you want to drink the cup of divine love, Shisha Dakshina Deya. You will have to give your head as Dakshina. Lobhi Shishan De Sake Naam Prem Kale. One who's greedy, one who's attached, cannot offer the head. In vain, they talk about love, but they don't understand what it is. So Kabirji says, to really understand love, you will have to give your head. Now, somebody is saying Atmahuti, somebody is saying give your head. Tulsidas ji says, Sevak Sevya Bhav Binu Bhavanatariya Uragari Bhajahu Ram Pada Pankaja Yah Siddhanta Vichari. If you wish to cross over the ocean of life and death, you will have to have the seva bhav, the desire to serve. So how will we reach the Atmahuti which Lord Krishna is talking about? We need to understand out here. There are few things to be understood when it comes to seva or giving in charity. The first is, what should I give in charity? The second is, to whom should I give in charity? And the third is, how should I give in charity? Kiska daan, kisko daan, kaise daan? So the first point, what should I give in charity? Of course, Lord Krishna says, give your Atma. But how will you give this Atma and make the Atmahuti? The Atma is tied to the mind. Because in the materially bound state, our consciousness is determined by the consciousness of the mind. So the only way you can offer your Atma is you offer your mind. Now somebody says, Guruji, I've offered my Atma to you, but I'm not able to control my mind. Guruji says, and how have you offered your Atma to me? You can only do Atmahuti if you have mastered the mind. And then the controlled mind you offer here, Gurudev. Here, Sri Krishna, with all the love of my heart, I offer it to you. So, To reach Atmahuti, you will have to surrender the mind. And the mind is attached to the world. So what do? You start spending a little bit of your time in seva. If I engage myself in seva activities, then slowly the mind will start developing that chintan, that contemplation, happiness of God and Guru. But now what to do? The body is engaged in the world. In today's world, you have to spend 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day in your work. Because the multinational corporations, they don't pay you easily. They squeeze you dry for every dollar they give to you. That is why I decided to quit after 3 months. But since those days, it has got far worse. So all day long, you are working in office. Now, if your guru says, please take out 12 hours, 15, 20 hours a week to do seva, you say, Guruji, I just don't have time. So then the third best thing is that what you earn, you start doing seva with that earning. So this is how you reach the topmost Atmahuti. You start with the lowest step. Tat siddhyai tanu vittaja manasi sa parasprita. There's seva with tan man dhan, with your material possessions, with the body, with the mind. But the step begins from below. With our material possessions, we start serving. And then slowly we get this privilege of serving with the body as well. And when we serve with the body, now we come in the spiritual, devotional realm. Then the mind develops this chintan. I wish to give happiness to God and Guru. When the mind is constantly harboring that thought, now the mind is surrendered. And at that time, then the Atmahuti takes place. So, we have to begin from the lowest step. And then the second point, to whom should we offer the service? So you can offer to a sattvic patra, rajasic patra, tamasic patra, and nirgun patra. Here also there are 4 kinds. Or 4 kinds of vessels. One is to a tamasic patra, your village gunda. He says, Ganesh Puja is coming. You better cut a receipt in my receipt book, otherwise I'll see to you. I say, my God, to save myself, may as well give him 1,000 rupees. And he goes, and with the rest of the gundas, he starts drinking out there. The 1,000 rupees is well utilized for drinking. This is the tamasic patra. Now he commits sin and you offer to him, you are also culpable for that sin. And the higher than this is rajasic patra. This is in the mode of passion. That if you give here, your name will be placed on that blade of the fan. Your name, second blade, your father's name, third blade, your grandfather's name. Sometimes I go to temples and dharmshalas in India, and every bit, wherever a name can be placed, it is there. People say, I will die, but the fan will remain out here with my name on it. So this seva done with the desire for name and fame, this is in the mode of passion. And then there is sattvic seva, which is motivated by the desire, by compassion. You move to pity seeing the suffering of others. And that inspires you to offer medicines, to offer food and articles of necessity. But the highest is nirguna seva. That is which we offer to God. That, oh Lord, this is for your pleasure. And since the Guru is engaged in serving God, we say, Gurudev, this, we are going to help you in your mission. So the material sevas will be of bodily help. And the divine seva will help in uplifting the soul. So this is about whom to offer the seva to. And the third is how to offer it. Kaise daan. So a lot has been written in the scriptures of the world. The Bible says, let not the left hand know what the right hand gives. In other words, you give away the pride of having given away. There was the play enacted of Rahim Khamkhana. So Rahim, he was a noble man and he had lots of wealth. So he used to give in charity. But when he would give, he would put his eyes down and then offer in charity. And that news reached Tulsidas, who was his contemporary. They were all the saints in the bhakti movement of medieval India, when there were hundreds of saints all over India. So Tulsidas wrote to him, "Aisi deni denaju, kith sikhe hai sen." What is the style of giving that you have learnt? "Jyo jyo kar uncho karyo, tyon tyon niche nen." As your hand engages in higher and higher activities, giving, your eyes go further and further down. What style of giving is this? So that was when Rahim wrote back his famous doha. "Denahar ko aur hai, देवत है दिन रैन, लोग भरम मुझ पर धरे, याते नीचे नैन." The giver is somebody else. It all belongs to somebody else. But people are saying, Rahim is so wonderful, Rahim is so charitable. So feeling embarrassed, I put my eyes down. That is the spirit of how to give. Sri Maharaj Ji, Jagat Guru Sri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, he said, look, this is the spirit of seva, where while giving, you think, I don't have anything worthy of giving in me. The heart says, it is His kindness that He's accepting it. So while giving, think that I am so blessed that He's accepting my offering. And the third point, while giving, feel that I have given nothing at all. So this is the spirit in which you give, and when you start from the lowest step, dhan, tan, man, slowly it builds up until we reach the point where the mind is offered in love. And that is when the Atmahuti happens.